Sabili Academy presents Islam Step by Step, Course 11, Your Family. Sheikh Asim Al-Hakim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله الأمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome to Islam Step by Step. Family, important. Marriage, recommended. However, this is not something that may last forever. It is not a Catholic marriage that cannot be broken, because we've seen what happens when people can't live together and at the same time cannot get a divorce. This is not natural. There has to be a way out. And yes, it's true that in essence, marriage in Islam is not time bound. Rather, it should be till death do us apart. But sometimes we have to seek separation. There are so many reasons. Infidelity, no chemistry, the husband is unable to provide, the woman is unable to be ready to give her husband his rights of intimacy, for any number of reasons. So Islam channels the way out of such a relationship, though it does not recommend it. And it puts a number of obstacles so that they would make up their minds before taking a step or an action and then regretting it in the future. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, if a couple do separate, Allah will enrich each of them from His boundless wealth, Allah Azza wa Jal. Which means that this is something that is possible. They may separate, they may divorce. Allah has named a surah in the Quran by the name of divorce, and explained to the Prophet ﷺ and his companions and the Muslims afterwards what to do when one has to separate from his spouse and how to divorce. So what are the rules and regulations governing it? Number one, there are so many, by the way, but this is all the time we have for. First of all, the divorce is the right given to the man by Allah Azza wa Jal. So even if a woman is frustrated and she says to her husband, I divorce you, this has no value at all. It is what the husband says to his wife, because he's less emotional than women and he weighs things differently. So only the man can divorce. What about if a woman is not able to continue living with her husband? She hates him, she resents him, she's unable to give him his rights because of such hatred or resentment. Well, in this case, she can file a case with the Muslim judge, who would look for the reasons, whether they're justifiable or not. So a woman goes to the judge and says, my husband doesn't provide for me, he doesn't pay for the rent or the bills or the food, I do all of this and I'm a working woman. This is totally a legitimate reason where the judge would overrule and separate them. And the husband cannot complain, cannot object. She can complain and say, my husband is a documented and proven drug junkie or a drunkard that consumes alcohol 24/7 or does visit brothels and deal in prostitution, etc. the judge would definitely separate them. But if she doesn't have any evidence, if she doesn't have any justifiable reason, why do you want to divorce your husband? I don't like him. Why? I don't know, I just don't like him. I don't want to live with him. In this case, Islam doesn't force a woman to stay with her husband. Islam gives her the right to separate, though the husband doesn't want to divorce. How is that done? By the woman offering her dowry back to the man, and the judge accepts this and gives the husband the dowry back and gives her her freedom from such a divorce. Divorce in Islam, by the way, is 3 types or 3 levels. Divorce number 1, divorce number 2, and then divorce number 3. If things go south and a man divorces his wife once, he has the right to reconcile with her within the period of iddah. And that would be 1 down, 2 to go. If the iddah period, the waiting period, is over, which is usually 3 monthly cycles, then they are strangers, they're separated. But still they can get married again with a new marriage contract, with the approval, consent of the guardian, with 2 witnesses present and a new dowry. But still 1 down, 2 to go. If he divorces her for the second time, 2 down, 1 to go. But if he divorces her for the 3rd time, this is the final time, and they cannot reconcile with one another until she marries another husband in a real marriage and consummates a marriage, and then divorces her in a real divorce, not with the intention to go back to the first husband. هذا والله أعلم ونسبة العلم إليه أسلم. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد.